of 2025. It has been a crazy couple days, you guys. So a few days ago, there was a token that launched called Mira, and Mira is a little girl who has cancer, and her father, or is a tumor, a benign brain tumor, and her father was raising money for this awareness. And so it got a lot of attention. And I had posted in the comment section on two different videos or posts about it, that, my daughter had a rare condition and it was called encephalitis. And, people in the space have known me for some time, and a lot of people know about my daughter's condition. And so I think that in combination with the fact that I am a content creator and I'm working with Gokstein Media, they came out and had launched a coin in my daughter's honor. At first, they had requested a wallet for donation. And so that was actually what started all of it. And so from the wallet donation, they launched the coin and then sent me the Amelia token. From there had kind of already been a community formed around the coin, and that coin, they had a Telegram group they were pulling together, and they were all like, "Hey, let's help push this." And I already had the coin in my wallet, and so from the start, when I saw this coin being pushed, it had gone from a couple $100s to a couple $1,000, and I was just completely shocked. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe the community is doing this for me." Then after a couple of days, or not after a couple of days, after a few hours, it went up even more. And I saw the community in Telegram, and the people were so friendly, and they had started a space, and people were doxxed, and I could just feel that these people genuinely saw what was going on and they cared. And so it really warmed my heart and made me feel like, I need to probably put something into this. These people are building a community, building a Telegram, they're rating people, they're really doing a lot to put the word out there. So I'm looking at it as, if this community has come together and they're putting in the effort and they are building something with me, and we are building it together, we're essentially building a strong community. And so it makes me super bullish. What makes me mad is that I see people in the space that are in the quote unquote trenches every day. Like, okay, yes, you're in the trenches. You're in Deck Screener looking for the latest AI token. It's been out an hour and you're on like the 1 minute, 1 second chart and trying to decide when to buy in on this. And it's infuriating, because what they'll do is they're on the live stream with their hundreds of followers, and they essentially all decide to go in and buy this together. So how is it that it's okay for people to go in and pick a coin at a low market cap and pump it together on a live stream, whereas we're here from the start building a community and rating people and working together to actually build something? Because these are just cherry picking something that has nothing behind it and all planning to pump it together, versus us, who we're all banding together for a good cause. We're rating, we're in the Telegram. And then like at a certain point this morning, I woke up and I felt so tired, you guys. Like I felt tired and like kind of a little bit of dread. Like the coin's not really going up. It's not really getting much attention. Like I started to feel sad. And then of course, like the FUD started, and then like the FUD just infuriates me. And so I just leaped out of bed. I started brewing my coffee, and I'm like, okay, now it's go time. Because for me, it was never about cashing out what was given to me. It was never about cashing out what was given to me. It was about building the cause for Amelia. Her seeing the token in her face, it just really, it made her day. It made her so happy. If I tell her 1,000 people bought her coin, That makes her so happy because she doesn't even know there's 1,000 people that know about her or her coin. And so for her to know that 1,000 people saw her, saw what was going on, and wanted to believe in it really warms her heart. So I don't care about the dollar amount because number go up, number go down. I'm here. I'm fighting for my daughter. I'm going to continue to push this because now I am invested. Like, I am invested. The people who helped me start this, I know, why am I yelling? I'm mad. I'm mad. That is why, because people have been coming at me all day. I had someone tell me just now, your chart keeps going down, honey. Can't you tell it's game over? Like, yeah. They're telling me like, okay, yeah, tell me it's game over. Like, now they're wanting to see it fail. Now they're like, and from the start, like when it was up around like, I think 15,000 is what my balance was sitting at. And my friend was like, sell it all and take care of your baby. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, if I sell 15,000 of a coin that has liquidity 40 grand, like, it's going to wreck it for everyone. And even if people are like, we're doing this for a good cause, at the end of the day, it's still your guys' profits too. It's still your money too. So if I sit here and I work hard and I'm going around and I'm leveraging my platform, talking to the people I know and the connections I know, maybe they're not buying in right now. Maybe they didn't buy in yesterday. But I know that if I continue to have these conversations with people that I know have made money, that have the liquidity, that are sitting on the sidelines, and they're just waiting to see what happens. So I either, show up and show that I'm putting in the fight and that other people are going to believe in that too, or I cower and I sell it and I do what everyone thinks that I'm going to do anyway, which is to just sell it and move on. And I did what I did, which is grift from the space. And, and that's just not what I want to do. That is not what I want to do. It's never been my motive in the space. If you guys tracked my Ethereum wallets from when I first started, I gave away more than I was making in the ETH because I was making these little wins here and there on NFTs and on crypto coins. And what it made me want to do is it made me want to give that back to other people. And so, and it's got to just be like my giving heart because I want to see other people win. And I do get sick of seeing the same people in the space that are circle jerking each other, slapping each other on the back. Let's all go into this coin. Let's all pump it together. And just because they have more liquidity on the sidelines, or they were in early, or they've been launching coins for the last year. I mean, people that have been on Pump.Fun and launching coins. When I went to NFT NYC, I had somebody say to my face, "I'm sorry if I rugged you." And then he laughed about it. Like, I'm sitting here at Station 3. Station 3 it's a VC funded podcast studio / workstation in New York City, outside of where the financial district is, where the Wall Street Bowl is. So we go into Station 3. And it's on the 7th floor. We go up this elevator. We come out. It's all big and fancy. They've got DJs and drinks and all of this stuff going on. And it's fancy. Like, when you go to these crypto events and you're around all of these people, you really get to see, how much money some of these people have. Like, it's you see it in their watches and you see it in the parties that they have. And, and it's not just what you're seeing on the timeline. Like, these people are making a killing by launching coins. And so it irks me because I know the people that are getting mad at me and getting mad at us are also people that are launching coins, and they're working together and colluding to pump charts, and then they're exiting once their following gets in. And so I refuse to sit here and accept that I'm doing something wrong by trying to help raise money for my daughter. So you guys have been working super hard. I will continue to work super hard. This is 100% not where I saw this channel going. My New Year's resolution was to stream on YouTube every day, and it will be like a proper show where I have, the charts, and I'm talking about crypto, and it's a little more, like a traditional crypto show. This is totally not how I plan to start the new year. But this is my daughter. I'm going to keep fighting for her. We go to Stanford Children's. She gets EEGs done every year where they glue the electrodes to her head and they monitor her brainwave activity. And I've learned so much about the brain through all of this process. Like when I first started, I didn't know what a clean EEG looked like what brain waves are supposed to look like. Now I know what a bad brainwave looks like and a good brainwave. Or, when she had her illness, she would do these like ticks where she'd go, eat, and like you could see it on the chart where like her whole brain had like a jolt of lightning, basically. And it was just bizarre because I could see it in her, it ticks almost. And it just made me so aware of like there's so many people affected by mental health issues, and the brain is so complex, whether it's anxiety, PTSD, depression. It's not just encephalitis. The brain is so complex and we don't fully understand it. And we always talk about like mental health awareness and things like that. And for me, this 100% ties into mental health awareness. And so us being able to strip away that stigma about it, because like I don't think I fully understood PTSD until I nearly saw my daughter die. And then after she nearly died, a couple of times, turning like not just blue, but purple and gray in my arms. Like when your child turns gray, like that is a whole different level of like, oh my God, my child is dying. And so I have so much PTSD that I ended up like when my kids would go with their dad, I would just drink super heavily and I would drink a lot. Like, I mean, I was like getting like completely like blacked out drunk because I couldn't sleep because I would lay down to go to sleep and I would have these images of her having seizures in my head. And so the drinking just kind of helped soothe the pain. It helped numb me. And it took me probably 2 years to finally realize like I was making myself depressed with the alcohol. I was gaining weight. I was becoming a shell of the person that I was before. I wasn't turning up as the best mother that I could have been because I was so like, oh my God, my life's been stripped away from me too. Like my daughter is not the same daughter. I no longer am the same person. Like I went through this traumatic, life-changing experience, had to sell my home, move back in with my parents and try to get back on my feet and pay off all this medical debt. And I just, at nearly 40 years old, you're like, what's become of my life? Like, I did not expect to be pushing 40 and living with my parents and having an extremely sick daughter. Like, who's going to ever even date somebody with a daughter that is that sick? So there were lots of dark times just for me personally. And like I said, I didn't fully understand what like PTSD was and how it affected the brain, but it made me a different person for a very, very long time. And it wasn't until I quit alcohol towards the end of 2022, a friend through Twitter, through X, had quit alcohol, and it really just inspired me that like, I could probably do that. And I had a lot of respect for it. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I removed all of these other distractions in my life, like numbing myself, instead of like drinking alcohol, I'm going to go on a nature walk. And, I'm not going to go out on, a Friday or a Saturday night and sit at the bar. So then I started going to church on Sunday mornings. And, it really just, it completely changed my entire life. And so now as a result of that, I get to show up as like the best version of myself that I have ever been in my entire life. I get to still try and chase my dreams in crypto of like, I just want to be a content creator. I like telling people stories. Like I love hearing a good story. Like people have lost the art of telling stories. And so like when I meet somebody who has built something really cool in crypto, it's like they always have a really cool story to tell. Something happened that made them go all in on this like crazy industry that like majority of people don't even believe in. Like, there is not that many like daily crypto users around the world. And so when there's somebody who like gives up a day job and a steady income because they've believed in a security tool or an API data, whatever, and like, or I'm going to build a node, or like, you know, real world assets. DPIN blew my mind when I learned about DPIN. Like, I now have a demo miner in my car. I'm wearing a Kudis wellness ring. Like, DPIN is totally the future. And this is just normal products. These are just normal, regular products. So, you know, to get the stories behind why people even end up here in the first place is just like the most fascinating part to me. Like, I love to be able to be here and to hear that and to be inspired and to be able to like take from that inspiration and like, how do we continue to make this world better for our kids? Because like, my daughter has to still grow up in this world. And so, yeah, I need to figure out like, how do I make a better tomorrow? Because that's ultimately all I care about, is like, how are my kids and our kids gonna like carry on in this world? Because we all know it's quite a shit show, and it's up to us. And that's what brings me back to the Amelia coin, is like, the people that came in here from day one, they did it because they have good hearts. They have good intentions. They knew why they came into the coin in the first place. And so that's just, I want to continue on that. Like, we can do this. I'm going to keep showing up. I will keep live streaming. People can continue to fed me. And if I crash out a little bit on the timeline, bear with me, folks, because it's been an emotional 5 years for me. It truly, truly has. And, you know, the last 12 months as a content creator in crypto, Charles Hoskinson had me and Leslie fly out to Texas, and I got to meet Charles Hoskinson. Charles, I'm going to get you for my interview, because I didn't get to sit down with him and record our interview when I met him. I just chatted with him in person. And so then we'd planned to do like an actual interview at Rare Evo, and Rare Evo was crazy. People were pulling him left and right. I mean, his whole posse was like, so there was no getting him there. And so, Charles, I'm getting you in 2025. I'm like, I don't care if I have to fly out to Wyoming to the Hosking Medical Institute, which is a whole other thing that I love about them. Cardano and Charles are doing medical records on the blockchain. He has the Hoskinson Medical Institute. His dad is a doctor. His brother is a doctor. It's part of why he's super smart. And their institute covers such a wide array of different medical conditions, and they're building out, I want to say it's 3,000 additional square feet of medical, but it could be more. That's part of what I'm hoping to find out. But yeah, he is doing medical records on the blockchain, which is fantastic. I've had to transfer Amelia's medical records from like Valley Children's to Stanford, and other times where I've needed to pull the medical records. So I see a use for medical records on the blockchain where it can be accessed easily by medical providers. But he does, in particular, I believe on his website, I saw they have a neurologist there. And, you know, Charles, he's a little eccentric, and I don't know if you guys are a fan of his, but he you know, does, takes his own ketamine. He takes his own, magic mushrooms, and he tries different things for like expanding the brain and consciousness and different types of alternatives, and how those interact with the human body, because there hasn't been enough research on those type of things. And so, anyway, he's just super fascinating, and would love to hear more from him. And it's things like that. Like, I hold on to so much hope that like people like Charles are building out special institutes to explore different medical alternatives. And it gives me hope for the future, because when a disease like encephalitis comes up and people don't know about it and how to treat it and all of these things, it's just, we're right there on the cusp of being able to unlock so much more. And yeah, I feel like he's outside of big pharma. And so whether you like Charles Hoskinson or not, he's actually doing some really, really cool stuff. And, but it is kind of funny when people mock Cardano. But yeah, man, did you guys see Magic Eden had that, like, they were opening Christmas presents and they were opening the Cardano logo and everybody was laughing at the kid crying. It just... I feel so bad. He's so excluded, but hey, sometimes you can be the outlier and not in the cool kids club and you can still make it happen. And I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. We might not be at the cool kids table just yet, but I do see that we're going to get ourselves there. And so, yeah, we're just going to keep rocking it. And, yeah, I saw the price of the chart come up on Amelia a little bit. So that's really nice. My community has been talking to me about locking up some tokens and that potentially like what I'm holding is too much. I'm the top wallet holder at 5.5% of the coin. So I've talked about locking it up and potentially doing that so that people feel comfortable with me not selling. I want to do what is right by the community. And so let's continue. You tell me what I need to do to lock it up and I will do that because like I said, I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to push this. I will do everything I can to see that my daughter's face and everything about her story, it resonates and people know that this isn't just something that was done to make money and grift off the space because it's just never been what I'm about. And so I thank everyone for coming into the chat. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect all of you. I thought I was like gonna kind of come into YouTube and go live and there'd be nobody here, and I've actually had way more viewers than I thought I would. So gonna continue to go live here. I will go live on X and I will be in the Telegram. So if you're not in the Telegram, my profile on X, go ahead, go to X at Julie Kennis 2, number 2, and my pinned to my profile has the contract address, the Telegram, and everything you need to know for the coin. And then, yeah, if you'd like to subscribe to me, it's $3 a month for subscription. That's a great way to help, fund this if you don't want to invest money into the coin or if you already invested enough money into the coin. But yeah, I just, don't be afraid to buy more Amelia because I will keep pushing it. I will get more attention on this. And I believe that when people see the power of this community and how we've banded together, that it's going to warm everybody's hearts. And so thank you, everyone. And I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. Thanks.